Good day, yogis. My name is Brooke Blankenship. Welcome to chair yoga. Let's get started by sitting back in our seats, pressing our backs against the chair, allowing our shoulders to drop down and relax. Ankles and heels underneath of the knees. Taking a moment to shut down the eyes and focus the attention on the breath. Letting go of the thoughts, ideas, feelings, emotions. Just trying to sit and be in the stillness. Gently opening back up the eyes if they're closed. Bringing the hands down by the sides, palms facing forward. We're going to inhale, bring those arms up. Touch the fingertips, each fingertip to its opposite together. And then let the breath come back out again. Inhale up, touch the fingertips. Exhale back down. Keep moving with the breath. On your next breath in, leave those hands up at the top, interlace them and bring them behind the head. So our elbows are coming out to the sides and we are going to move side to side. Just nice, gentle stretching, nice, gentle moving. Excellent job. Releasing the hands, shaking the arms out, and then bringing those elbows down to the knees and just allowing the head and the upper body to be heavy here. Okay, so we're gonna just gently bring the head back up so that you can see me. We're gonna leave our left elbow on our knee and bring our hand across our thigh, okay? And then we're gonna use our opposite arm to lift up towards the sky. Maybe we take our hand up towards our gaze up towards our hand. Nice job. Bringing it back down. We're going to switch sides. So right elbow is going to rest on the knee. Bringing that left arm up to the sky. Big breath in. Bring it back down. All right, and then resting once again, allowing that head to be heavy, stretching through the back of the neck and the upper back, just breathing into it for a moment. And then slowly walking the hands and the head back up. We're going to scooch forward on our chair. Bring those knees out a little bit wide. Take your hands to your kneecaps. We're going to come into some seated cat-cows here. So moving the chest and the belly forward. Pull like you're trying to pull them through the arms. Big breath in. Exhale as we round the back. Bring the chin to the chest, the belly to the spine. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Keep moving, matching your movement with your breath. Few more here. Making this your last one. And then coming back to neutral. We're going to come into a nice wide twist. So taking that left hand to the outside of the right knee, grabbing hold of the chair with the opposite hand. We're going to take a big breath in, get really tall and long in the spine, and then twist and look towards the side of the room. Unwinding, coming back through center and to the other side. Right hand comes to the outside of the knee, grabbing hold of that chair. Take a big breath in, then twisting and looking towards the back of the room, side of the room. Turning back towards the center. Excellent job. And just shaking out those shoulders a second. Lifting them up one at a time, stretching through the sides. Excellent job. All right, so we're going to come into some salutations to the sun, seated in our chairs. So bringing our hands down by our sides, we're going to sit tall in our mountain pose. So it's pretend as if someone has an invisible string on top of your head, and they are pulling you up, nice and tall, creating some length in that spine. Hands down by your side, spread the fingers wide. Here we go. Big breath in as we reach the arms up. exhale, open up through the heart and the chest and let it come down. Chest first, all the way down towards the feet. Forward fold. And then we're going to come to a halfway lift. So hands on the shins or the knees. Straighten the spine. Again, elongating through the spine. Finding that length. And then folding again. Back up. And then gathering the hands at the heart. Moving at your own pace here. This is your yoga practice. So as fast or as slow a pace as you want to. We're going to go through that again. So mountain, inhaling up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, flatten the back. Fold. Rise all the way up. Hands to the heart. Inhale. Fold. Halfway. Fold. All the way. Hands to the heart. Keep moving with your breath. Gathering your hands at the heart. The next time you make it around, taking a moment to shut down the eyes here, pressing those thumb knuckles into the heart center, feeling your life force beating beneath your thumb knuckles. Our yoga flow has awoken that life force. Feel it beating through your body. Opening back up the eyes gently. Excellent job. So we're going to bring that left knee up into the chest, squeezing it up into the chest, flexing the foot like it's on the floor. Breathing into it, just squeezing it in there, stretching through the front of the hip. And then dropping it back down other side. Squeezing the right knee up into the chest, sitting up as nice and tall as you can in your spine. Setting it back down, lifting that left knee up once more, squeezing it in. This time we're going to take those hands underneath the foot or on the ankle and lift straight out. One more time, lift. One more time, lift. And set it down. Good job. Let's try this knee, squeezing it in. Sometimes we're more flexible on one side than the other, so maybe you can grab the foot on this side. Maybe you just grab the ankle, the calf, wherever you are. We're gonna kick and lift, bring it back down. Kick and lift, bring it back down. Kick and lift, bring it back down. Set it down. Excellent job. All right, bringing that knee back up, squeezing it in, rolling that ankle around both directions. This time we're going to cross the ankle over the knee. Sitting up nice and tall. You should already be feeling that stretch happening in the left hip socket. If you don't, you can lean forward over that folded leg. Wherever you are, breathing some nice deep breaths into that hip socket. All right. Crossing the ankle all the way over. We're going to bring that foot that's on the floor back to the center line, squeezing the legs together. We're going to take the left arm and put it under the right arm, either grabbing hold opposite shoulders or bringing the backs of the hands together, or going for that double wrap and bringing the fronts of the hands together. Wherever you are, breathing into our eagle stretch. We're pushing, we're squeezing everything in towards the center line of the body, even the belly button. So pulling that belly button in. Excellent job. Reaching up with the elbows and then down to the knees. Up, down to the knees. Up, down to the knees, release, keep your legs. We're going to come for one more twist, okay, with eagle legs. So grabbing hold of the back of the chair with your left hand, taking your right hand to the outside of the knees. Big breath in, twisting and looking towards the side of the room. Unwinding, coming back through center, uncrossing, and here we go on the other side. We're going to lift that right knee up into the chest. Big breath in, cross the ankle over the knee, sitting up nice and tall, or folding forward over that folded leg. Wherever you are, breathing some nice healing breath into the right hip socket. All right, now crossing that ankle all the way over. All right, squeezing those legs together. We've got our right leg over. That means our right arm is going to come under. Either grabbing opposite shoulders, putting the backs of the hands together, or going for that double wrap. Challenging yourself with one of these arm wraps, and then we're going to squeeze everything in towards the center line of the body. Squeeze the feet, the legs, the belly button, the arms. lifting those elbows up and then drawing them to your knees. Lifting up, drawing to your knees. Lifting up, drawing to the knees. Excellent job. Releasing the arms, keeping the legs just as they are. We're going to come into that twist. So taking the hand to the outside of the knees, grabbing hold of the chair with the back of the hand. Here we go. Big breath in as we reach the body up towards the ceiling, elongating through the spine and then twisting. Good job, yogis. Coming back through center, uncrossing, shaking out the legs, the arms, anything that we need to. And then we're going to come to standing behind our chair. We're going to start with our toes out wide, okay? So our toes are going to be facing the corners of the room. Our knees are also facing that way. So we can start with some squats, waking up those legs, okay? So we're going to bend through our knees, bringing the pelvis down towards the floor, and then coming back up. Moving slow with control, breathing in as we come down, out as we come up. In and out. In and out. In and out. In and out. Excellent job. All right, so bringing your right hand over to the side of the chair. We're going to let that left hand slide down, stretching into a side straddle. Coming back up through center and to the other side. So grabbing hold of the edge of that chair, sliding the hand down the leg. Rising back up. Excellent job. So we're going to keep the feet exactly where we are, and we're going to turn the toes. So left toes are going to turn and face towards the left side of the room. Right toes are going to turn and almost face the chair, okay? So we're going to come into a warrior one here. We're going to bend that front knee. I'm going to turn my body so that it is facing the left side of the room, and then I'm going to bring my arms straight up into the air. I'm using the chair with my right arm for support, pressing my feet into the floor. Excellent job. And then coming back up, we're going to rotate those feet, okay? So this foot is going to turn in towards the chair. This foot is going to turn towards the right side of the room. I'm going to grab hold of the chair, find my support, and then I'm going to bend that knee. I'm going to turn my upper body so that I am facing towards the side of the room. And then my arm is going to reach up for the full extension of the pose. After that third breath, coming back up, turning all 10 toes to face the front of the room, and then heel toeing those feet back together. Excellent job. So we're going to bring our right toes again facing the chair. but just behind it, maybe a foot or so behind it, okay? And then I'm going to take my left toes and I'm going to walk them out. We're going to come into a triangle pose here, okay? So triangle pose, my hips are going to face the side of the chair like I'm coming into a warrior two, okay? If I'm coming into a warrior two, I'm bending that front knee. And then I'm going to straighten the knee. I'm going to reach out with my hand, reach out as far as I can until I can't find any more length in my side body. And then I'm going to reach down and grab hold, okay? So just don't press on the knee. You can grab hold of the thigh or the shin. You can even put your hand on the chair, okay? And then we're going to work on turning our chest and our body towards the side of the room. All right, to come out, we're going to bend that knee, come back up. Excellent job. Heel toe those feet back together, and then let's go to the other side. So I'm going to start with my left foot facing in at a diagonal into the chair. And then I'm going to walk my right toes out. Okay, I'm going to keep walking them out until I have a safe enough distance where I can bend that knee, and not have my knee go over my ankle. All right, here we go. So I'm going to hold on to the edge of the chair. And I'm going to reach out with that hand. Keep reaching, reaching, reaching. Find all the length you can in that side body. And then reaching down either for the leg or even the base of the chair. Turning the body towards the side of the room. To come out, we're going to bend that front knee, coming back up, heel toeing those feet back together. Excellent job. So we're going to come down to the chair now, facing the right side or the left side of the room. I'm going to take my left foot and I'm going to ground it down into the floor. And I'm going to take my right foot and I'm going to stretch it out behind me and then a little bit in front, okay? So I'm looking to get that foot as flat as I can on the floor and my leg as straight as I can, okay? If it's bent, that's okay. We are where we are. All right, so I am now going to take my arms and bring them out over my legs for our supported warrior two. Taking their gaze out over the middle finger. Flipping that front palm, reversing the warrior. Back to our warrior two. Elbow to the knee. Big breath in. Extend the elbow towards the ear. Back up into our warrior two. And then turning and twisting, grabbing hold of the back of the chair, maybe even leaning down into it, just taking a few breaths here. This counter twist. Excellent job. Coming back up, turning around, and to the other side. Pressing that right foot down into the ground. Left foot is going to come out behind you. behind you and a little bit in front, okay? So we're trying to press that foot down into the floor. Pretend as if you're trying to press the edge of your foot down into the floor, okay? So here we are. We're going to bring our arms out to the sides, looking out over that middle finger. All right, here we go. We're going to reverse our warrior. All right, coming back into warrior two. And then into our side angle. Big breath in. Exhale as we bring that elbow to the ear. Back up. And do that counter twist. Excellent job. Coming back to the center. We're going to stand up for one more pose, but before we do that, I want to just reset in the middle. So taking those shoulders, dropping them down one at a time, getting that nice stretch through the side body, the shoulders, the collarbones, the chest, the back, the spine. Even the hips are involved here. So much goodness. Excellent job. Alrighty. So coming back up to standing, we're going to come into eagle position. So I want you to ground down into the right foot. So I'm going to move my foot away from the chair just a little bit so that when I come into my eagle, I have room to move my other leg over here, okay? So start by sitting in our chair, squatting down, bending those knees, sending the hips back, okay? And then I'm going to get light in my left foot, cross it over, kickstand it if you need to, okay? Squeezing those legs together just like we did at the beginning of class. Now I'm going to leave my hand on the chair for balance and support and take my arm across my body, grabbing for my shoulder blade, as much of my shoulder blade as I can get. And then I'm going to squeeze. I'm going to pull everything in towards the center line of the body, my belly button, everything. And I'm going to take some deep breaths here. Here we go. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. One more big breath. Release, shake it out, dance it out. Other side now. So giving yourself a little bit of room away from the chair, bending those knees, crossing the ankles, or crossing the knees and the legs. We're going to bend down into those hips, okay? So bend as much as you can, squeezing those legs together, taking your right arm, wrapping it around for that shoulder blade, squeezing everything into the center line of the body. Big breaths in and out through the nose. Releasing, coming back up, shaking everything out. All right, so before we come to our final few poses of the class today, I'm going to turn my chair only so you can see this, but you do not have to turn your chair, okay? So we're going to come into a reverse plank. I'm going to show you several different ways to do this. So the first way is that we're just going to take our hands to the outsides of the chair, okay? So we can grip the sides, and we're just going to reverse here, okay? So reverse plank, we're lifting our chest and our hips up towards the sky. Maybe if we're comfortable, we can straighten the legs, okay? So bringing those legs straight, lifting up. Excellent job, lowering back down. Good job, everybody. We're gonna come into one more of those, okay? So grabbing hold of the sides of the chair, lifting up into our reverse plank. And lowering back down again. Excellent job, everybody. All right, so we are coming to the last few poses of our class today. And we're gonna end with, we've been doing eagle, it's kind of been the theme of the class. We keep coming back to that. We're gonna come into one last eagle. Before we do that though, we are just going to stretch through our ankles and our shins and our calves. So I want you to take your toes and push the tops of your toes into the mat. Okay, so you should feel a stretch happening through the front of the shin, into the knee, across the top of the foot and the ankle. Be gentle with yourself, but send some healing breath there. All right, now we're gonna roll our toes backwards, push into those toes, okay? So curling them underneath, pushing in and stretching through the bottom of the foot. Excellent job, shaking it out. Other side, pushing down on the tops of the toes, feeling that stretch through the top of the foot, the shin, the knee. Even getting into the calf a little bit there. Ooh, I think I might feel it in my hip too. It's all connected. Our marvelous bodies. All right, so we're gonna switch, push the other side. So we're pushing the bottom of the toes into the ground, stretching through the bottom of the foot, the arch of the foot. All right, releasing. We're gonna bring that knee up, cross it over into our seated figure four, okay? So taking a few breaths here. Folding forward over that folded leg if you need to. And then walking the toes over, crossing that leg. We're gonna come into that eagle pose once more, okay? So we're gonna bring our left arm under. Again, we're crossing either here or here or here. Finding your space. Breathing into it. One last really good eagle. And then releasing, shaking everything out. Other side. All right, so squeezing that foot up into the chest. Rolling the ankle a little bit. Crossing it over. Should feel much better than the first one we did in class. Take a big breath in. Let it go. Nice healing breaths into that hip. And then crossing over and coming into our last and final eagle of the class. crossing that right arm underneath, finding what feels best in your body, squeezing everything into the center of the body. And then releasing everything, shaking everything out. And coming back to your seat, setting yourself up for your final resting pose in class. Allowing yourself to come back to that very first state of being at the very beginning of class, where we allowed our bodies to feel heavy in the chair and allowed all the thoughts and ideas and feelings and schedules, everything, just let everything go and allow yourself to be still in the silence. The only movement being your breath as it comes in and out of the body, blowing up the chest, the belly, and then coming back out again. Trust what you know. As you grow, as you evolve, as you continue on this journey, you'll discover many special abilities, gifts, and powers. One is an increased sense of knowingness. We will begin to understand events and people on a level much deeper than we've experienced before. We will begin to know the feeling of a person, place, or a thing. We will begin to feel its energy, not just its matter or physical form. We'll talk to a person for a while and know if that person feels trapped, feels like a victim, or feels free. We'll know if a place holds energy that's good for us. Or we'll know that the energy isn't right for us, doesn't currently complete our needs. We won't judge. We'll just know, and we'll know what to do. Powers appear when we open our heart. We find the powers of love, comfort, faith, joy. There are other powers too that come along the way. One of these is the quiet power of trusting what we know. Open your heart. Let it show you what it knows. Learn to trust what you know. You're wiser than you think. Beginning to wiggle the fingers and the toes, slowly bringing movement back into the body. Opening up the eyes if you have them closed. And letting out a yawn or a sigh as you reach and stretch overhead. The light in me loves and honors the light in each and every one of you. Go forward with light and love and peace in your hearts and throughout your days. Namaste.